Best finds in abandoned places. You ever wonder what people leave behind when they vanish? Like, really disappear, overnight, without packing up, without locking the door behind them? Abandoned mansions with closets still full of clothes. Hospitals where surgical tools are still laid out like the doctor just stepped out for coffee. Theme parks overgrown with trees, and yet the rides are still frozen mid-spin. Today, we're diving deep into the weirdest, creepiest, and most unbelievable things people have discovered in abandoned places. And trust me, some of this stuff will blow your mind. And hey, stick around, because the last one on this list? It'll make you question if someone, or something, is still living there. 1. The Phantom Orchestra Abandoned Mansion, England. Let's kick this off with something elegant. Imagine wandering into an old, crumbling mansion in the English countryside. Vines choking the windows. Wallpaper peeling like snakeskin. And in the ballroom? A full orchestra. Not people, but instruments. An entire collection, violins, cellos, a grand piano, still arranged in a semicircle, like the musicians had just left for lunch and never came back. Even weirder? Locals say music can still be heard at night, echoing through the halls. Paranormal? Maybe. But what's fact is this: the instruments were antique, rare, and untouched by time. The mansion belonged to a reclusive composer who disappeared in the 1940s. No note, no will, no trace. Who does that? 2. The subway time capsule, New York City. You'd think every inch of New York has been explored by now, right? Wrong. In the depths of a long-forgotten subway tunnel under Manhattan, urban explorers found a sealed train car. Not just any car, this one was from the 1930s, fully intact, down to the leather seats and old-timey advertisements. One ad literally read, "Smoke Chesterfields. Doctors recommend them." Inside the car were passenger belongings, hats, purses, even a child's teddy bear on the seat. Like the people just disappeared mid-ride. Authorities say the tunnel was sealed after an accident, but there's no record of any crash. So either we've got a hidden chapter of NYC history, or a very elaborate urban legend brought to life. Quick pause before we dive into more strange finds. If you're loving this weird, eerie journey through time, do me a favor. Smash that like button to help more people find this video. Subscribe if you're into abandoned places, lost history, or just weird stuff in general. And don't forget to drop a comment. What's the strangest thing you'd hope to find in an abandoned place? Alright. Back into the rabbit hole. 3. The hospital that time forgot. Japan. Now this one's straight out of a horror film. Deep in the mountains of Japan, there's an abandoned hospital known only to locals, and even then, most won't go near it. The place was left suddenly in the 1970s after a scandal involving unlicensed surgeries. When urban explorers finally entered decades later, they found operating rooms frozen in time. Surgical tools still on trays. Blood bags in the fridge. X-rays lined up on light boards, like someone had just stepped out for a cigarette break. Even creepier? Journals. Pages and pages of handwritten notes from a nurse, documenting increasingly bizarre behavior from the head surgeon, claiming he could see things in the patients no one else could. Whatever that means. To this day, no official records exist of the hospital ever being open. 4. The Russian Space Boneyard, Kazakhstan. You've probably heard of Area 51, but have you heard of the Baikonur Cosmodrome Boneyard? Tucked away in Kazakhstan is a massive, half-abandoned Soviet space facility. And in one of its forgotten hangars? 2 actual space shuttles. Just sitting there. Dust-covered. Rusting. One of them was reportedly ready for launch before the USSR collapsed. Millions of dollars. Years of research. Now? It's become a ghost of what could have been. Explorers who got in described it as haunting. Graffiti from other trespassers, yet barely any vandalism. It's like people respect what's been left behind. Like they know they're walking through history. Through someone else's dreams. 5. The School of Shadows, Detroit, Michigan. Detroit has no shortage of abandoned buildings, but this school? It's different. Found by accident during a routine city inspection, this high school was locked from the inside. Once they got in, they found desks still arranged for class, lesson plans on the chalkboards, and hall passes on teacher desks. But here's where it gets creepy. Security footage from a camera inside the main hallway shows lights flickering on randomly, even though the power had been disconnected for years. Worse? Scribbled on the walls in red marker were phrases like, "Class isn't over," and "Still watching." No graffiti. No signs of squatters. Just this feeling. Like the building didn't want to be disturbed. 6. The Lost Village of Pirate Gold, Columbia. Alright, this one's got treasure, mystery, and a possibly cursed town. Let's go. In a remote part of Columbia, explorers discovered an abandoned village not listed on any maps. Dozens of stone houses, a central square, and what looked like a church, but no roads in or out. Inside one of the homes, they found old chests with gold coins, Spanish. Some dated back to the 1600s. Experts believe the village might have been a hideout for pirates who raided the Spanish fleets. But here's the twist. Every explorer who took a coin reported strange illnesses or accidents afterward. Some returned the coins. Others didn't. Today, the site is considered cursed by locals. Tourists are warned to stay away. 7. The Mall Underground, Missouri, USA. Picture this. A full shopping mall. Underground. Deserted. This was part of a failed Cold War project. A massive underground city in Missouri, meant to be a safe haven in case of nuclear war. But it never launched. Years later, someone stumbled across it while hiking and found a mall underneath a hill, complete with mannequins in store windows, fake plants, food court signs, even music still playing through the speakers. No security. No guards. Just forgotten. The creepiest part? One store had a fresh-looking receipt, dated 2 weeks prior. But no one knows how it got there, or who printed it. 8. The final find, the man in the chair, unknown location. Alright. I saved the weirdest for last. An urban explorer posted a video years ago, now deleted, of a house deep in the woods. Completely untouched. Clothes still in drawers. Food in the pantry. And in the living room, in front of an old TV with static on the screen, was a man, or what looked like a man, wearing a suit, slumped in a chair, unmoving. The explorer thought it was a dummy, until the eyes twitched. He ran out screaming, dropped his camera, left it recording. When people returned the next day, the house was empty. Chair gone. TV smashed. Authorities claimed there was no record of a house even being there. Urban legend? Hoax? Or something real, meant to be forgotten? So, what do you think? Which find creeped you out the most, or fascinated you the most? There's something about abandoned places that grabs us. Maybe it's the mystery. The feeling that time froze. Or maybe, deep down, we know these places have stories they're dying to tell. If you enjoyed this journey through the eerie and the extraordinary, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got way more where this came from. Hit that bell so you never miss a new video. And remember, next time you see an old building, a forgotten door, or a "No trespassing" sign, maybe there's something incredible waiting inside. Or something watching you. See you next time.